course, if you go over to the dollar, the DXY, we can kind of see that in a nutshell. I think yesterday we were trading maybe around here when we last spoke. I think that was where we opened up for the so we're trading around here. So the market has pushed to the upside. So if I go to the weekly chart, because again, I'm looking for some downside at this 105 kind of 500 area, and it looks like the market is poking its head above it. I was looking at this trendline confluence accompanied with that level down the left. It looks like price is trying to break through. Now the week is still live. It still hasn't closed yet. We still could see price continue to push on or potentially pull back and close with a big wick potentially into this area. So I'm not going to say anything's confirmed yet, but yes, definitely we're seeing a lot of USD strength at least intraday and intra-week. This candle's still kind of halfway through. It's only Wednesday. Things can change around. So I'm going to keep an open mind here for USD because my plan coming into the week was looking to see if we can see some downside from this level here for the US dollar. Of course, if we do break out, I'll look at the high here at 107. That'll be the next area. I'll be anticipating some downside. And of course, if we break through that, then maybe USD is just going to continue to fly and possibly push all the way back up here again. Excuse me. Back to 113,500. So we're coming up to some big levels. You can see previously a lot of bearish momentum from these areas. So from a high time frame point of view, this is where you want to be looking at for your sells if you're looking for a long-term swing. So I am keeping an open mind here, even though we are looking very bullish. I'm not really interested in buying unless we do see a bigger pullback for the majors. And we'll get to that in a moment. But at the moment, I'm still looking to see some downside. But as we drop lower, daily chart 4 hour, not really seeing signs of that. If anything, we could see a pullback and then price might find support here to continue higher up. So until I start to see some evidence of some lower highs, equal highs, break of structure, that's when I'll be anticipating that reversal. If not, then maybe USD is just going to continue that strength and continue pushing up higher. If you do take a look at EURUSD, which of course is doing the inverse of that, looking very bearish the past few days, breaking to the downside. Again, we are trading at this low here as well. So again, similar to the dollar, I'm expecting a bounce for euro because we've been so bearish over the past few days. Market's really stretched, coming to a big level like this. Last time we were here, really big move to the upside. So it definitely is a strong level in the higher time frames, and looking for a bounce here for euro, it does make some sense, and it does look like we're starting to stall a little bit now. Will we fly to the moon from here? I don't think so. It probably will be an up move to put lower high and for us to come back down again. There's a lot of bearish momentum in the market at the moment. So if you do see a bounce, it probably will be short-lived. Price might come back into areas like such to retest and continue its bearish path. So if you are still looking to trade to the downside and looking to take advantage of this momentum, hopefully we can see upside over the next couple of days, and there could be some nice shorts coming into 1.072 for a move back down into the lows, or price is really bullish, might see a push back into this area for a nice breaking test around 1.076. So overall for euro, still a lot of momentum to the downside. If you are looking to short, of course, you want price to bounce at least, see a bit of a breather. Those two areas look good. Try and see the next lower high. And again, look for some downside. If you're looking for some mean reversion, some reversal opportunities, then you can be looking to partake in some buys at these lows. Again, a bit more aggressive because you're going against all that momentum over the past few days, few weeks. So it is a little bit more of an aggressive trade, but it does make sense where we're trading. Looks like dollar's trading at a similar area as well. So I do think a bounce is likely at some point. The market has just been falling out the sky. So I do think some retracement is likely, but watch out for these areas because we could come straight back down. If we take a look at pound USD, which again was very bearish yesterday, we've been trading in this channel for a while, but it looks like price has finally broken the low of the channel as we picked up the momentum over the past few days. So it does look like price is extremely bearish now. I mean, we're not quite at this low yet with pound, but we're not far off it. I think in terms of shorts as well, similar opportunity to euro. If the market does see some upside over the next couple of days, it probably is just an opportunity to plot that next lower high and look for the move back down into the low 1.27. So an area around 1.285, that looks like a nice place to short to me. Of course, we'll see how we get there, how we react. But things look good. I would suggest another move is likely to come back into this low. And then maybe we see that bigger push to the upside there for pound. because again, we've been falling for a while. We've broken through significant structure on the left here, so that's kind of what's kicked us into that bearish gear. I have been looking for a deeper correction before the continuation, but the market's just been too bearish, and of course USD's been pretty strong, so we've just been like slowly slipping to the downside. And of course, with yesterday, with all the pound weakness, that just kind of accelerated everything, and price is looking really, really bearish. But we do have a big low here at 1.27. It looks very likely price is coming to retest that. But in terms of some shorting opportunities to take advantage of that move, you do want price to have a bit of a breather. After such a big move, selling down here is always going to be a little bit difficult. If price can find support, push up a little bit, there's a good chance another lower high will come into place. And if you're trading around 1.284, 285, that looks like a nice area to short to me. And you got the daily low there to target, if you're looking to capitalize on that down move. So yeah, pound USD, more downside. Still, I do think a big move to the upside is likely. The market's quite stretched, but for now, momentum's still there. So similar to Euro, looking for a bit of a pullback, then more downside. Moving on to Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar. Again, these guys still looking for more downside back into the lows, as we've been suggesting for a while. All we have is a massive ranging market here for both of them. So really just looking to play the high and low of the range. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere really right now. So I do expect us to keep falling back into 0.64 eventually. Price is looking pretty bullish at the pretty bearish at the moment. Looks like we're breaking through the floor here. I wouldn't say it's the cleanest break in the world, but it does look like price is slowly breaking through that support level. So again, I did say yesterday, if we can get a clean enough break, there might be a nice opportunity on the retest of that same area for some shorts to take us to the downside, retesting that area around 0.65300, looking for the next lower high and, trading it back down to that low, because that's the next significant level of support. And as price just fluctuates between the high and the low, naturally after such a strong rejection of the high, it's a good chance of us coming back into the lower end of things around that 0.64 area. So to me, looks like more downside is likely the outcome here for Aussie dollar. Looking at New Zealand dollar, looking at a similar move. I believe this one's a lot closer to that significant level on the daily chart. So yeah, this is the level I'm looking for price to get to, 0.588. We're not too far away from that at all. So in my book, it does look like price will keep falling. Had a massive rejection at the highs over there. So naturally, you expect price to come into the low and not far off it as well. In terms of finding opportunities, a little bit more difficult with this one because of how corrected we've been. I wouldn't be looking for a break and retest because it's just a little bit too low of my liking to that level. It would be much better if you can get a pullback into this area. I mean, will we see a pullback then? That's a different question. But I'll be a lot more comfortable finding shorts up there, putting a stop loss above there, and then taking some downside rather than looking at a break and retest of those lows, which in terms of the risk reward might not be what I'm after. But yeah, in terms of the direction anyway, market's still pretty bearish. I'm at least looking for a push into 0.588 into that daily low, and then we can probably speak about some buys and some bounces to the upside. Because again, the market has been falling for a while. It's pretty stretched. So I do think at some point in the next week or two, we'll probably see a big relief to the upside for the USD pairs altogether. And this is like a nice area where we could expect that. So a bit more downside left for New Zealand dollar. And then we can speak about some buys later on. In terms of golds, I don't believe this one's done too much since we last spoke. Yeah, still trading at roughly the same area. Again, although we have broken structure for gold, I do think we'll probably see some upside at some point here, but because of the break of structure, it's probably just going to give us a lower high for price to continue falling. We did talk about this low here yesterday, which actually lines up pretty well with the 50% of the fib from the high to the low. So we could be seeing a pullback into that area roughly before seeing some downside. I also like that 0.618 area here as well. Brief area of consolidation on the hourly chart might tap into that level too. But essentially, because of the big break of structure there for gold, especially with the momentum we saw as well, so like we slowly fell and broke structure, price really pushed through to the downside. So in my opinion, there's a good chance we're going to see more downside in the near future as well. So if you do see a bit of an up move, most likely a pullback for price to continue falling. And then onto silver, I still do like silver buys, again, because of how bearish the gold is looking. I'm not anticipating silver to suddenly push all the way back to the high there. But what I am looking for is to see if we can get a nice reaction off this low. We almost got to that area yesterday, but just about missed out on it. I'm looking to see if we can get there, test that area, see some upside. And if we can get and move to this area, 32.3, I think that would be a great trade in itself. And from there, maybe you put a right shoulder in and have a big sell-off because you've got your left over there, you got your head there, possible right shoulder. So that's kind of the move I'm looking to capitalize on going forward with silver. So I am looking at buys there. Hopefully another move to the downside around 30.004. And then we can look for some upside back into the high. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the USD pairs.